Hello, this is Ben Jackson with the IBA Government Relations team. We're reviewing the bill filings in the Illinois House and Senate this week. We've identified a number of bills that affect our members. One of the most important set of bills are a package of consumer regulations and debtor regulations coming from our state regulator, the IDFPR. I'm going to go through this package of bills and talk about its impact on our membership. First is the Small Business Truth in Lending Act. The bill numbers on that are Senate Bill 2234 and House Bill 3064. This establishes new disclosure requirements, examination procedures, and civil penalties around small business lending. While banks are exempt from this act, they're not fully exempted, and we are still concerned with some of the provisions in the bill and how it could affect credit access throughout Illinois. The next bill is a piece of legislation designed to regulate digital assets and the fintech industry. This is House Bill 3479, also from the IDFPR. This attempts to modernize money transmission laws, as well as create a pathway to a charter for fintech companies and other digital asset companies, with a significant number of regulations involved in that. While we support some components of this bill, we're still reviewing some new things that were filed this year in the bill for its effect on our membership. Next is a package of debtor protections that the agency filed under House Bill 2377 and Senate Bill 2220. This creates strong limitations on debtor judgments in the state of Illinois. It would restrict a creditor from collecting a number of types of income. It would significantly raise the protections on homesteads as well as personal income. We believe that this is a troubling measure for debt collection and would negatively affect the safety and soundness of banks throughout Illinois. Lastly, and perhaps the most troubling measure coming out of the IDFPR, is a new consumer protection law, House Bill 3483. Essentially what this does is create a mini CFPB in the state of Illinois, exposing lenders to additional civil litigation risk, civil money penalties, and additional examinations. It's unclear by the plain language of this bill whether it exempts financial institutions, and specifically banks and thrifts. What it does do is shift the regulation essentially to regulating products and services rather than specific types of companies. This bill also contains a state-level UDAP requirement similar to what the CFPB at the national level uses to assess a number of civil money penalties and other examination requirements on financial institutions. All in all, House Bill 3483 is a very concerning piece of legislation, and we believe that it'll strongly restrict credit access in Illinois for consumers and small businesses throughout the state. We plan to meet with the IDFPR, our state regulator, early next week to talk about this legislation, and there's conversations already ongoing. We always tried to build consensus, and we hope we can on these provisions as well. However, we believe as they stand right now, it would severely restrict credit in the state. Stay tuned for more on these pieces of legislation and other bills filed in Springfield in the coming weeks.